All right, we good? With the release of Hazbin Hotel Season 2's first 2 episodes, obviously a lot of talk has been going around with the very hated show coming back, but hold on, wait. You're not supposed to be here. I apologize for what I'm about to tell you, but this video is not real. It's a mere diversion to what this video is really going to be about, as we need to have a little chat. Whether this discourages you to keep watching this video, keep in mind that this Wednesday I'll post the video you were intending to watch, but what's a good Halloween special without a twist? 'Tis the season to be fearful, and what better way than to watch a good horror movie? I don't know about anyone else, but the Halloween season screams to me to go see every horror movie I can in theaters, because it's really the only culturally acceptable time to do so. Sure, you can go see horror movies any other month, but when can you really be spreading the spirit than in October? It's no joke to say Halloween is a special holiday, and although this channel isn't mainly horror content, I thought it would actually fit my recent fixation on opinions to make this video. Of course, today is Halloween, but in general, my argument is that horror movies are the backbone of Hollywood, the very vertebrae of industrial success, from Scream to It, from Attack of the Killer Donuts to Birdemic. Horror movies are and will forever be the backbone of Hollywood, which balances out the filmography many young and old filmmakers want to keep alive, letting the big blockbusters exist in a world secretly run by horror. I give you How Horror Has Stabilized Hollywood. Make sure to like, comment, hype, and subscribe because I'm trying to reach 40,000 subscribers within the next 2 months. Also, join my Discord server, link in the description. I feel anyone can point out that horror is a very specific taste and not shared by everyone. Some may even say that this debunks anything I'm going to say in this video, but surprisingly, that's why it's so crucial. But we'll get back to that later. You see, with the Halloween season around, it's the time when all horror movies decide to come out, like how August showed us Weapons, and December will show us Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Although not explicitly in October, scary movies are all around us. One movie that was a little earlier than usual was Sinners, which you should know all as the most profitable original film this decade, at least so far. Similar things also happened with Weapons, and based on the success of the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, we're sure to see equal, if not more, success from its offspring. As you should probably know, Hollywood has been having issues lately as expenses from making big blockbusters have become too high to ever make a profit from. Drawn Aries is a good example, as although under the huge name of Disney, is flopping terribly, leading to more questions on whether a movie needs a big budget to actually be successful. It should come to no surprise that horror movies can be very cheaply made. Very cheap. Extremely cheap. Dirt cheap. I think you get the message now. The point is that horror movies can be made for cheap, but come home with lots of profits. I went to see Shelby Oaks a couple days ago, made by a YouTuber named Chris Stuckman. And as of right now, the box office is smiling upon him in his first feature-length film. I mean, sure, we've talked about low-budget horror, but what about other big-budget horror movies? Well, let's play a game. I've heard you like scary movies, but can you actually tell how high the box office was for each of these just by the movie flashing on screen? Let's try it. First up, we have a recent one. The Conjuring Last Rites, $487 million. Sinners, $366 million. It, $704 million. I mean, just by looking at some of these juggernauts at the top, it's clear to say that just because horror is not for everyone, there is still an audience curious enough to buy a ticket. The audience going to see these movies is very passionate about horror. I mean, there is a reason why Sinners was so successful as an original film, where so many modern blockbusters fail. It's clear that a lot of people get bored of seeing the same thing over and over again, and although Sinners didn't invent vampires, it reinvented the concept of them into something that's similar but new, while also at the same time having enough mystery behind it that entices people to go see the movie in theaters. Same thing with Weapons, where one of the first trailers is just all the kids running out into the night with no explanation. It's enticing, and yes, it's scary. Now, I've talked to you for a little bit about numbers and horror, but now how does this tie together with the actual theme of this video being about how horror stabilizes Hollywood? I am so sure you think that a lot of this video is pointlessly talking about how cool horror movies are, but the real reason horror is the backbone of Hollywood is because people can make very successful movies that capture a fan base of horror lovers off of a dirt cheap budget. I mean, I could go outside right now, take my camera, and make an analog horror short film without having to put much effort into it. Of course, not everyone you know is talking about Good Boy, as it's only made $7 million, but it's such an easy way for a studio to make a profit and not have to put much into making it. I am not saying horror is easy to craft or easy to sell, but I mean, to say that when done right with the right director, horror films can help make a studio profit, while huge blockbusters lose profit, making horror stabilize the economy of movies, as it most definitely helps pay the bills of the flops that happen year after year. My point overall is that you should go watch a horror movie. It's Halloween if you're watching this on the day I'm bamboozling my audience, but on the other hand, horror is not respected as much as it should be. Do you think A24 would still be around if stuff like Hereditary or Talk to Me never existed? Do you think Osgood Perkins, the director of Longlegs and The Monkey, would be making neon millions if horror didn't exist? Do you think some of these big-time studios would still exist without horror? I mean, Warner Brothers is crumbling right now. To speak more on Warner Brothers to end off this video, they have had Weapons, Conjuring Last Rites, It, Welcome to Derry, Companion, Final Destination Bloodlines, and Sinners in just this year alone. And maybe if they were smart and made even more scary movies to get back on their feet after their massive flops, maybe they wouldn't have to sell the whole company just to keep afloat. If I haven't convinced you that horror is more important than you could imagine, I'd recommend locking your doors, windows, and hiding under your covers, because I may or may not be inside of your house. I do apologize for the people who saw this video as soon as it came out. This video was advertised as part 4 of my opinion series, but I gave you this instead. Almost like a jump scare. I'd like to thank you for dealing with me if you got this far. This costume was not cheap, so please do all the algorithm boost things so I don't go bankrupt. With that said, happy Halloween, everybody. I'm Enchanted. Bye.